So I'm still a pharmacist, but I've moved on. So I think the president has been gracious enough to give me a lot of time. So I want to introduce you some elements that will be aligned to what you are discussing this year. Yeah. Going digital. Yeah. So I think the introduction has been sufficient only to actually tell you, President, that it is timely because I've just received a grant called Digital Innovations for Diagnostics in Africa, DDIDA. It's a huge grant. We are a consortium of almost 11 countries, several African countries, including Kenya. It has got training for 16 PhD students. 16, 1-6. 4 of them are coming here. I'll be advertising, but mainly they are on health economics and health systems. Nothing to worry, nothing to worry, I'll reassure you. So, I want us, the youngsters, now take pen and paper. Take pen and paper so that we go through this before I give the official welcome. And acknowledge all our partners from the private sector. And also, I'm sorry, I did not, I see very, very important people, old colleagues. We are all approaching 50. We won't tell you from which direction, but they are very good. Very good, very good. So, to get to the bottom of the theme, I want us all to write it down. It's not a card or anything. What are the issues as summarized by the president? We have already summarized. What are the issues with health in Africa? Just write down. What do you think? What do you think are the issues with health in Africa? If there are no issues, just say that I don't think there are issues. We are not going to quarrel. But that's going to form the basis so that then I can build on what. What are the issues? Everybody's going digital. When we were undergraduates, even making a telephone call, you had to go to city center to some of them. So what are the issues? You are looking down. Huh? Don't look down. Look at me. If you want to learn, look at me. I wish I could be invited to give another lecture to pharmacy students. Your colleagues in Nairobi have not invited me. Good. So what are the issues? One, come here. Come here. Insufficient funding is one side of the coin. This is where we differ with politicians. You'll see that. Insufficient funding. But that is one side of the coin. And I'll tell you where we politely disagree with politicians, including at the Ministry of Health. You hear these statements and you wish, wow, why am I not even allowed to talk to these people for 1 minute? I'm sure you feel frustrated. Insufficient funding. More so now because we are a lower middle income country, isn't it? Oh, some of us didn't know. We are a lower middle income country. And now we are dealing with something called donor transition. All it means is that there are some programs which we qualified for before as a low income country. We no longer, so they will transition out. Yes. It means we shall need to look for ways of raising more resources. That is for another day. President, we can talk about donor transition, donor concentration, and donor dependency are the key words, but not for today. That's a major thing. What is the other side of the coin? Very good. What is your name again? Yeah. Anytime you want a letter of recommendation, I'll gladly write for you. Beautiful. That is one side of the coin. Note, it is one side of the coin. What is the other side? She's pretending to be reading, but I'll ask you. What is the other side of the coin? Yes, help. There are only two. Don't go to conferences where people go to lists and lists. You don't go, you waste your time. There are only two. Insufficient funding and Inefficient use of available resources. Beautiful. Once you know that, you will enjoy being a pharmacist. So, the topic of digital transformation is one aspect of efficient use of available resources, period. Do we get it? So without actually addressing that one, you can't know the gap in the funding. Did you know that? Yes. So you need to know and deal with the loopholes of inefficiency. Then you know the true gaps. For those of you who didn't know, is that I was chair of the expert advisory panel on UHC for 2 years. I was appointed. Maybe some of you are too young to know, but I was there for 2 years. I'm the person the people who set the framework for UHC. And he was doing that. So without that, you can't know. So the urgent thing is dealing with inefficiencies in terms of healthcare, the resources. Are we together? Okay, can I get the slides now, moving forward? Okay. So next slide. Yeah, those are the things. And we need to leverage in terms of them. There's no time today. We need to leverage on technology to deal with some of these inefficiencies. But inefficiencies are there. Yeah? Some of them is inefficient use of human resource for health. And I said a lot of people are trained and we can't find anything for them to do. So yes, people say more money to the counties. That's a political statement. Never say that as a pharmacist. You will shame us. No, it is not. That's not the issue. Someone said that in some of our economies, if you gave us the equivalent of the budget for the USA, we still run a deficit. Anyway, but I want to focus on this moving forward and see how we can do that. But to do that, I want to introduce you to very basic concepts of health systems. Pharmacy is part of a wider health system. If you stay with that silo, you will be an intellectual orphan. Very, very quickly. You become totally irrelevant. Okay? You will be an intellectual orphan. Yet there are opportunities on what we can do. I did my PhD in pharmacokinetics. I did postdoc in clinical pharmacy. I did that. Now I'm doing health systems. We are doing financial things, human resource for health development, health informatics, and those kinds of things. Okay, so show me the next one so that I can. Don't worry, this is just a discussion. This is not a slideshow. So just relax, a discussion. Now, I want to make this very simple. There are only, for purposes of this conference, there are only two sides of the health system. Oh, is there any way I can point out this? Look, there are only two sides of the health system. The upper one, that one is where public health, preventive health, promotive health comes in. Just have a look at it. Can you see that? Yeah? And I want to make this as simple as possible so that it forms. Now, when someone is born, early life here, generally we are equal. Things start going wrong depending on how we structure that. Then generally, so the lower one is the curative. In the unlikely event that we have some people falling sick, then they jump here. This is the arrow. Bang, you come there. And you should find functional diagnosis. 2, adequate, effective, affordable, good quality medicines. Now, isn't it? And hopefully, the treatment will be efficient and poof, you can recover and go back. You get it? Yes, it becomes overwhelmed. Things that could have been dealt with, things that could have been dictated earlier, things that could have been dealt with simply through simple education and intervention, some of the things that we are covering there, now become urgent and they're overwhelmed. You see them? And you can use this slide to explain differences between urban and rural, one county and the next, one facility and the next. Do we get it? Yeah. And as we can see, digital transformation can help us to make this one more efficient. Next slide, please. Okay, no, the next one. Now, let's watch this slide carefully. The health system is complex. Are we together? The health system is complex. And if one component is not functioning, you'll struggle making it. Let us take this opportunity to caution ourselves. Digital technology will not improve non-functional health systems. The role of digital technology is to complement and enhance what is working within. Are we together? Now have a look. That slide is just a reconfiguration of the 6 pillars of the health system. Do you know the 6 pillars of the health systems? We know, isn't it? We know. Leadership and governance, information, service delivery, pharmaceutical products and technology, human resource for health. Right? But look at it. The way we have organized it is now to help you understand this. Look at the first stream. That is the foundation of the health system. And everything, I can assure you, everything that we are struggling with, that we are being covered, the origin is because of the foundation. Unless you get that one well, it's very difficult to get it. And look at it. Some of the key things: leadership and governance, the money, and more importantly, policies, and then all those should be adjusted to the population that you are trying to serve. If there's not aligned to this A3 here, it's very difficult. You don't need to go to stream B. You need to get stream A well. So I'm sure during the course of the 2 days, we shall discuss issues to do with the policies on digital health and so forth. That is the foundation. Things go wrong at the foundation. If the foundation is wrong, don't be surprised if the roof is leaking. Because then it is that now informs us in terms of inputs into the health system. And inputs is the infrastructure, the tools, the information, and the people. Get it from me. Infrastructure, tools. Tools includes drugs, all those things. Yeah? The people and information. That's what is there. But remember, they are informed by what was in the foundation. So if you get them wrong, then you start going with that. Yeah, you'll be talking medicine, but it doesn't fit under what policy? Yeah? How are they aligned to the needs of the people? Who is going to pay for it? Then here, so you can see that. So the input is drugs, facility, infrastructure, information, health workforce, and funds. Once you get those two well, and it's working well, then we can now go to service delivery, number 3. You see, population health, facility organization management, access to medicine. You are all familiar. What is meant by access? And what could be the barrier of access to services? Yeah. Financial access. So financial barrier. 2. Where? Availability. So physical access, geographical access, linguistic access, cultural access. Don't go bandying things of access as if you didn't go to university. Leave the crowd alone. You get it? Yeah. But you see, now just look at it. By the time you go there, you realize that stream B and A are important. Because you will have thought of that. If you are talking of some of that sort of physical access of that, you will say that, where are these people in relationship to the facility? What exactly are the main health issues in this particular thing? How do we make sure that they can be able to access now pharmaceutical services, both physically, linguistically, and make sure that quality services are available? Quality. So pharmaceutical services as part of quality. And what is quality? What is quality? Write down. I want to teach you. I still have 10 minutes. Don't worry, we will go. What is quality? Because it's important for us to it's important for us to give the context, for us to get the theme right. What is quality? Quality is STEEP. STEEP. Write them down once so that I give you what STEEP. STEEP. S, T for Tom, first E for Edward, second E for Edward, third E for Edward, P for Paul. Have you got it? Yes. Good. So S is, and the prayer, safe. Safe. The chairman and the CEO had already alluded to that. Safe. So make sure it's safe. It's built in there before you so. T for timely. And that's where technology comes in. You start seeing that. Safe, timely. The first E, effective. The second E, equitable. The third E, efficient. Effective, efficient, equitable, and technical. And P, patient or people-centered. Those are the aspects of quality you can quickly scan around. Are we together? Yep. And then from there on, now you can go to outputs, high quality. Remember, see the word is now popping in stream 4. High quality, effective, and then, only then can you talk of resilience, improved health care. And then, resilience simply means that occasionally something will come and hit it, but the health system should be able to quickly recover and continue. Business continuity is not threatened. But when COVID came, some of our businesses were dead and buried. Beautiful. Just moving. Okay, so I'm just giving you a flavor. So the takeaway message is that the health system is complex, and the pharmaceutical system is part of the health system. Now, I'll show you in the next slide. Just have a look at it. Next slide, please. Yeah, you see that? Now we have pulled that, instead of just saying drugs, there is actually a system around it which mirrors this one. Are we together? And now you can understand that. And you saw those with governance, human resources, services, information. It's a subsystem within a larger system. And some of the things we have said in the larger one actually apply here. So if I gave you this one, it would be confusing. That's why I started with the complex one. So don't forget, the pharmaceutical system is a subsystem within the larger health system there. So some of the frustration you will get, I hope you will not get, we will get it, is that when we improve and there is inefficiency in the larger system, then the gains are reversed. You get it? Yeah. So I think, President, you can lead us into this, that what we do here, we should be change agents So the whatever we do here should be mirrored in the larger system, because you can see there, even if we planned well there, but when we go to the other parts of the system, then we get frustrated. We see that. Yeah. So that is why we say the next slide is that health system is complex, it is open. What does open mean? Is that it interacts with other systems, right? Not only some subsystem, but system, agriculture, education, and others. It is open and complex. Okay, the next one. Next one. Open, complex, as I said. So the idea of system should be engraved in our minds when we are talking of this, and how we can leverage technology to make it's complex, but we can do something by leveraging on technology. Someone said that resisting change is like holding your breath. Listen, if you succeed, you will die. There are some of us who don't want to embrace technology. What a shame. So what do? They end up doing hard work rather than working hard. Okay, let me go. Let's just go so that I summarize this quickly. And I want, next slide, please, quickly. No, next. Yeah, I think this is just the complex system which stems from individuals. Okay, let's go very quickly. Individual, domestic circumstances. Go to the next slide, which I think is more interesting. So you see some of the things that affect us. What is the legislative environment? How supportive is the government? And so forth and so forth. Now, let's go to the last one, which is, I think, this one. Yep. And you see, use of technology, which I think as we go in the 2 days, we shall have a deeper dive into. But now, allow me in the last slides, is that if you are not aware, the CDC, African CDC, just launched their strategy on digital strategy. And I happen to know the person who did an action. I looked at that. Surprisingly, pharmaceuticals are not mentioned there. Have you seen it? And I think that's really worries me. Let's just have a look. I'll show you the slides for next, please. No, just next. I think you'll be saving time. What can be done? Okay, this I've taken from the strategy of the African. So it's a very nice benefits of digitalization, accessibility, affordability, quality, capacity, capability, accountability, scalability. I think those are some of the things you need. But the next slide, which we can look at, patient-centered, open, designed for scale, digital leapfrogging, and all those things. The thing is, if you look through that document, the pharmaceutical sector is not mentioned. So I don't know from President and the rest of the people why we can. All I wanted to show you that, in fact, you are on the right track. It's aligned to what the Africa CDC is actually doing. But I think we probably need to do something to make sure that we are not forgotten. We are not forgotten. So I would encourage you that I think your voices need to go beyond just the circle of PSK. Let's be seen in the larger health system and the national arena. I think it's good to start small, but staying small forever is not going to help us. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope with this brief background, we have seen that we are at the right place, talking the right things to the right people and addressing them. And I want to congratulate the CEO and the President for this kind of thing. Let's stay on the first lane. This is what I will encourage you. But not only that, occasionally, let's make what is called necessary noise to make sure we are not left behind. Because human resource for health and pharmaceuticals will always take 3/4, 2/3 of the budget of any entity. Why we are not mentioned there is a bit baffling. I suspect because we have not made enough noise. I would encourage us, given our diverse background, to find space and voices in some of these, and also expand the umbrella of PSA conferences so that we invite some of these people to. With those few remarks, can I now officially, on behalf of the team, and also be one of you, if you can allow me, yeah, to welcome you to Strathmore University Business School. You may ask what a pharmacist is doing in business school. I think you are now convinced of what it can do. Yeah? We are here to do that, just to make sure that now, not teaching pharmacokinetic, but teaching postgraduate students like you and medical to use health resources more efficiently. That's what we are doing. So please feel welcome. Any of you who would want to get in more in-depth details or get in touch with me, the president knows where I am. So feel welcome, and I'm looking forward to a very, very fruitful 2 days. And I hope this is the beginning of bigger things. Next time we also organize some things that touch on things you may not have done. Please just come. Yeah? Health financing is not so difficult. Just come, because you need those skills to be able to make the necessary noise. President, I now hand over your people to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof.